you're the reason why I can feel those butterflies when I go to sleep at night. When I go to sleep at night.
Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am not in my normal filming setup. I'm not in my bedroom. I'm actually out here on my balcony today. I thought today's video would be nice to come outside because it's all about like summer and actually meeting up with your friends and getting outside. A lot of places are starting to open back up again. You're able to meet up with people again. Well, not necessarily, but all of the restaurants are starting to open up, the stores are starting to open up, and they're starting their reopening in phases. I know as summer rolls along, especially me, I really want to see my friends, but of course we have to do it safely. We don't want to risk having any kind of problems or anybody getting sick just because we want to hang out with our friends. But meeting up with people and having interaction is really important, and I believe there's a lot of safe ways to do that. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that in this video. I came up with a long list of ideas, and I'm going to show you guys all of the inspiration I had behind each and every one of them. I'm really excited to get into this, and let's just go into the list. So the first group of things that I wrote down was for people who live near the water. I live in the city, I do not live near the water, but there are some beaches that are like 30 minutes away from me. So I can participate in some of this stuff myself too, but especially if you live near a lake, if you live near a beach, some kind of like marsh, anything like that, you should be able to do these. So you can go surfing together, you can go paddle boarding, you can go kayaking, you can just head out to the beach and have a beach picnic. I did that the other day with my friends Olivia and Cheyenne, and we sat on our own blankets. It was a really beautiful day. We just sat down, listened to music, each person brought their own food. We haven't been able to see each other, of course, so finally being able to hang out was really nice. It was the perfect way to do it because we would have been doing that on our own separately anyway, but the fact that we got to see each other at the same time just made it so much better. It felt like there were no restrictions, so it's a good way to go out and hang out with your friends. So the next idea I have is a photo shoot day. Since I just mentioned that beach day that I had with my friends, we also did like a beach photo shoot day, so we took a bunch of pictures. It was really fun. Basically, I took all the pictures of my friend on my own phone, and she took all the pictures of me on her own phone just so we wouldn't have to swap phones and be touching each other's devices. And then we just airdrop them to each other. Of course, if you don't have an Apple device, you can just text them to each other. But it was a really nice way to get pictures. I got some really nice pictures out of it. I'll put them on the screen just so you can see what they look like. Honestly, I take pictures like that with my friends even before Corona stuff happened. So it wasn't like a big difference. We were just chilling and taking pictures. The next one that I have is an activity that you can do at home, which is painting together or doing any kind of art project in your yard. You could just lay out towels in the yard and everyone just paints and goes crazy. Or you can have like tables set up in your yard and everybody has their own table and they're painting a piece of a collaborative project. Also, tie-dyeing clothes has been super popular. Bleaching clothes has been super popular all over TikTok and online. Honestly, that sounds like so much fun and I want to try it. But it's a great way to be creative and still be around each other, and you can stay really far apart. So I have another outdoor thing that you could do, which is outdoor workouts. If you have a super grassy yard, that would be the best. You basically could lay out your yoga mats all in a line, and you can have the workouts on your phones individually and just follow along with the same moves. I love working out with people. I usually work out alone, but then when my sister wants to join, it just makes it so much more fun. So working out with your friends is a great way to get active, move around, and still be able to see each other. So lawn hangouts are really popular. I went on a drive with my mom and my sister the other day, and I saw a group of like women who were sitting in a circle on the lawn far apart. They had a huge lawn, and they just sat there and they were talking, and they were in a really good spot where it was safe for them to hang out. That was a really cool thing to see. I think that is a fun way to hang out with your friends because you don't have to do anything or really go anywhere. You just invite them all to sit on your lawn. I also did a slight lawn hangout with my best friend. She came to drop something off for me, and I just sat on my little stoop area and she stood by the lawn, and I can insert footage of that here because I think I have it on my phone. But it was just a nice way to get to see her. I felt like it was going to be awkward or weird, even though she's my best friend, so it wouldn't be awkward. But just having to stand that far apart in any conversation is weird. But honestly, it made no difference. We were still able to just hang out and relax. Backyard camping looks like a lot of fun. You just bring your own tent, your own sleeping bag, and you can just set them up in a way where you can still see all of your friends. I know the circle is just a really good shape right now because you can still see everyone and still have a good gap in between you guys. You can go camping in your backyard, but also you can go camping at any of the parks. I feel like parks and preserves are a great place to go right now. You can go hiking, you can go for a walk, you could have picnics there. It's just a nice spot to hang out and enjoy some nature. Boardwalks are another really pretty place to walk if you have one near you. Of course, a lot of the stores are going to be closed, but just being out there and looking at the water, looking at wherever you are, it's just a nice view and it's something to do on. This is one I've been really wanting to do, but my friends don't live near me, so it would be super hard to coordinate that. But that's just bike riding together. I just see groups of friends bike riding all over Pinterest and stuff like that, and I love bike riding with my sister, but it would be so much fun to bike ride with a whole group of friends. I feel like biking is honestly one of the safest ways to do it because you're on your own individual vehicle, you can stay far away, and it's still fun because you're all moving around together. Also skateboarding would be fun to do that together. Roller skating, any kind of thing on wheels basically. It's a classic summer barbecue, has been much anticipated. I know as soon as summer comes around, I start smelling grilling everywhere. I've definitely done some grilling for dinner with my family, but going to barbecues is just a completely different vibe, especially in Brooklyn. With all of my Caribbean family, like that is a summer memory that I have every single year since I was little, and it just sucks that we're probably not going to be able to do it the same way. But I feel like you can still do barbecues, just not have a huge party. You can bring your own utensils, bring your own chair even if you want, and just sit out and eat the grilled food. Each person is sitting at a good distance. Also, when we did a small grill out, we played games where we wouldn't have to touch each other. So talking games like I Spy, Guess What About Me, or something like that also keeps everybody entertained without having any kind of contact. I feel like a bonfire is just a classic Pinteresty indie teen summer thing to do. You could make s'mores. The only thing is you'll probably have to bring your own s'more stuff, but I don't think anybody really cares like about bringing their own stuff. If that's what you have to do to still have a bonfire and hang out with your friends, I know I'd be more than willing to bring my own s'more stuff. It just matches the whole indie summer aesthetic I was planning on doing before this all happened. This is one thing that I didn't even think about doing until I started doing some research, but that's doing a walking tour of your own city. Make a list of all the landmarks, important spots, pretty parks and stuff in your city, and just walk around and see them all. I live in New York and I know I haven't experienced a fraction of what my city offers to me. I haven't even been to the Statue of Liberty. I've seen it plenty of times, but I would love to be able to get out there. I feel like quarantine has really forced us all to slow down and think about what we really want to get out of life. And this is one thing that I don't want to take for granted. There are plenty of beautiful sites and places that I can learn from and really absorb. So I think this is the perfect time to do that. I feel like a trunk meetup is just the poster of quarantine meetups. I've seen it everywhere. Everybody's doing it. And trunk meetups were kind of a thing before, but everyone would just sit in the same trunk. Now everyone like parks in a circle with their trunks facing each other so that they can just hang out and lay down, and they'll have like blankets and stuff. I think that's a really cute way to do it, and you can make it super aesthetic and like put lights in your trunk and do that whole thing. Honestly, you could go crazy with that. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what that looks like already. I have not done it yet, but that is definitely gonna be on my summer bucket list. I know when you're playing a lot of sports, you have to make contact, like playing basketball and things like that, because you're all touching the same ball, running around, sweating, and that could get really dangerous. I feel like one that's actually really safe would be tennis, as long as you bring your own racket and only one person touches the ball when it goes out of bounds. Also, golfing might be good. I know a lot of places have golf courses open. It's a nice open green space. It's definitely probably going to get really hot in the summer to go golfing, but it still will be a nice activity. I haven't visited my botanical garden yet, but I know that it's a really beautiful spot. A lot of them are open right now, so that could definitely be a place to go and just take in all of the flowers and the beauty. Again, it's just one of those places where if you haven't gone in your city, this would be the perfect time to go. Since I live in New York City, there are very limited spots for drive-in movies. I think there's one in Queens, but it sells out within seconds. But I think they are opening up City Fields or one of those places for a big drive-in festival / movie spot this summer. So I am praying that that actually opens up, because I want to go with my friends so badly. But if you live in a town or an area where there's a lot of open space and they're hosting drive-in movies, That is the cutest thing. I feel like you should definitely go. I would personally go with only one friend because having a bunch of cars parked next to each other can get frustrating if you can't like hear the friend in the other car far down there. But if it's one friend, you could sit in the driver's seat and the person could sit in the passenger seat, and you'll be able to talk to each other and still enjoy a really nice movie. I was watching a YouTuber Kenna Marie's video this morning, and her best friend did this thing for summer, which was sunrise and sunset. Basically, they watched the sunrise on the first day that they were off from school, so the first day of summer, and then they watched the sunset on the last day of their summer before school started. I think that's a really beautiful idea. It feels really symbolic and nice, but also just getting up early and watching the sunrise is so fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope these ideas spark something in your mind, whether you got the idea straight from me or it just gave you a thought of something else that you can do based off of these. Either way, I hope that you get to spend some time with your friends safely this summer and enjoy the warmth and the weather and no school. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
You should have seen the way that you bloom. I think I saw your face in the moon. I promise I'll be with you as soon as I find a way up. Yeah. 'Cause you're farther than a kiss on the phone.